This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today a very brief, I hope, episode showing you what films I got for Christmas and what I watched first. Let's check it out. I got 3 Blu-rays for Christmas. These 3 I'd wanted for quite a while, had my eye on them, but I thought, let me be patient and put them on my Christmas wish list, and I was lucky enough to get them. The first one was The Brain from a Planet Eris. This is a science fiction, low-budget science fiction film from 1957. This is on the Film Detective label. Then I got French Noir Collection. This is on the Kino label. These are 3 French noir films. They include Speaking of Murder, 1957, Back to the Wall from 58, and Witness in the City from 59. Only problem with this one is when I got it, there was a rattling noise inside, and if you're a collector, you know that's the bane of your existence, right? Because that means that there's a loose disc. There's 2 discs in here, and it looked like it might be a little bit scratched, not sure. Sometimes they play fine anyway, so I gotta check that out. And then the last one that I got was El Vampiro Negro, aka The Black Vampire. This is an Argentinian film, kind of reworking the classic film M. And I've talked about some Argentinian noirs before. This is on Flickr Alley. They did 2 other ones, The Beast Must Die and The Bitter Stems, both of which I did episodes on, both of which I really liked a lot. So this is from 1953, El Vampiro Negro. All these films are in black and white. But what did I watch first? Well, it's a bit of a cheat because I didn't watch any of those films first. I ended up watching The Godfather Part 1 from 1972. So why did I watch this? Well, first of all, I had my eye on the Blu-ray trilogy for a while now, waiting for it to go down in price. I have the DVD collection, and which is really a much nicer packaging, nice hard sturdy box, and the way the films are packaged in here is really nice. But I put one in, Godfather 1, before I got the Blu-ray, and boy, it looked really, really awful. It might have even been like disc rot or something, because it looked pretty bad. So this one went down in price, got this one, so that's one reason why I really wanted to watch it. But the main reason is this was a rare occasion when the missus of the Kazdoy Closet wanted to watch one of the discs in my collection. I've stopped bringing out discs saying, hey, you want to watch this? Because usually it's a no, or it might be something she's not too crazy about, and then I try not to take it personally. If you're in a relationship, you know what I'm talking about, right? So usually in the evening when we watch TV together, we watch something on a streaming service, usually a series, and which is fine because there's some really, really good series streaming on TV right now. But this Blu-ray, wow, it looks so much better than the old DVD of mine. So many details. To give you a couple of examples, one is Johnny Fontaine's white sport coat when he goes to the wedding and he's talking to the Godfather. It looks pretty ratty. It's like, wow, look how bad his sport coat looks. And then there's the other scene is when Tom Hagen, played by Robert Duvall, is telling the Godfather that Sonny has been killed. You can see a tear coming out of the side of Tom Hagen's eye. I had never seen that before, never noticed that before. So a lot of nice details in this Blu-ray. And the other reason why I was glad we watched The Godfather is because there's a series streaming called The Offer, which is a dramatic series about the making of The Godfather. So I thought it'd be nice to revisit The Godfather again before we watch the series, especially for her, because I'm very familiar with the film. You know, I love the film like so many people. I don't know if it's my favorite film, but I'd say top 10 for sure. And when I was teaching my film studies class in high school, this was The Godfather Part 1 was usually the climax of the class because it was the ultimate in everything we had been talking about: cinematography, acting, plot, dialogue. You know, it reached the heights. All those things reached the height in this film, the first Godfather. In fact, many times the students afterwards said, can we watch part 2 now? And so I'm also familiar with some of the trivia too, but some people are really into the trivia, but I know the main stories. So we watched The Godfather, What was her response to it? Well, keep in mind she had not seen this since she saw it in the theater in 1972. So it had been quite a while. And her first response was, well, where was the horse head? And I said, well, what do you mean, where was the horse head? That's the scene where the film producer gets the horse head in his bed, and that motivates him to put Johnny Fontaine in that big film. She goes, no, I know that, but where was it? I didn't see it. I said, how did you not see it? She goes, maybe I walked out of the room. I said, if you had walked out of the room during that scene, I would have paused the movie because that's one of the most famous scenes in the film. She said, well, maybe I fell asleep. Well, that's possible because she'd been working really hard, putting stuff up, taking stuff down for Christmas, basically been making stuff in the kitchen for the last 2 days. So she was pretty exhausted. So that's possible. But aside from that, what did she think about the film in general? Well, I was going to say, I'm not going to comment on that, but let's just say she was not that enamored of the film. She thought that some of the dialogue was kind of weak. I'm thinking, really? Boy, this is such quotable dialogue, and I'm just, so excited every time I hear these lines again. She thought Pacino was a little too underplayed his role a little bit too much. She thought it was a little too melodramatic and a few other things. And I thought, wow, if you thought that about this, don't watch some of these film noirs I'm watching from the 40s and the 50s, because those are way melodramatic, some of those, and the acting styles are much different than what you see in The Godfather. So now you know there's a reason why we don't watch a whole lot of films from my collection together. And that's also the reason why she doesn't watch this channel either, which is fine. Like I said, if you're in a relationship, you know how to set boundaries and you know what works and what doesn't work. And I'm fine with all that stuff, okay? I did say, did you want to watch part 2? She had never seen part 2. She said, yeah, and I'm thinking, all right, this will probably happen next Christmas, but better late than never, right? So that's what's going on. Leave a comment down below. Have you ever talked to somebody who saw a film you really love a lot and they didn't like, or maybe somebody doesn't like The Godfather? It's possible, right? Feel free to leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. I want to give a shout out, as the kids say, to Doug, a new subscriber. Thank you, Doug, for subscribing. We're 20 subscribers away from our next goal of 400. So please subscribe and share this with your friends and neighbors. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.